Welcome to SLMCS.
The founders of the Daughters of Charity were Saint Vincent de Paul and Saint Louise de Marina, centered on the Christian values of charity, simplicity, and humility. Colegio de la Milagrosa was founded on June 30, 1937 by Bishop Francisco Reyes, assisted by the Daughters of Charity who are at that time managing Colegio de Santa Isabel, now Universidad de Santa Isabel. Bishop Reyes felt the need of the province to have a Catholic institution that will help the Church realize its mission.
Vision, Mission. St. Louise de Marillac College of Sorsogon of the St. Louise de Marillac Educational System of the Daughters of Charity is an audacious, Christ-centered educational institution committed to empowering communities of learners and to inner-directed Vincentian leaders who are advocates of persons living in poverty situation and of God's creation. Core values: commitment to Vincentian excellence, dedication to the highest ideals in the continuum of quality Christian and Vincentian education, respect for human dignity, reverence for every person, concern for the promotion of life, human rights, and total human development, respect for God's creation, reverence and care for God's creation and promotion of ecological sustainability, advocacy for persons who are poor, love and preference for the poor as to orient the entire community in favor of the poor persons in poverty situations, readily working for truth, justice and peace all times, consistently living simple and transparent lives in relationships and chosen careers, observing responsibility and accountability in the classroom, in the community and in the workplace, including a passion that engenders caring, compassionate life witnessing in human communities, among fellow citizens and within the Church. Simplicity. Love and living out of truth and freedom, honesty and transparency in relationships, living a modest and simple lifestyle in solidarity with the less privileged. Enabling values: compassionate service, sensitivity to the needs of others and zealous response of caring and sharing for persons who are poor in God's creation, out of a gentle and humble heart. Co-responsibility, spirit of stewardship, dialogue, partnership, participation, teamwork and collaboration in all endeavors for the good of humanity in the whole of creation towards sustainable development. Social commitment, audacious love for the country and Mother Earth, dedication to the transformation of communities and of unjust social structures, through changed personal attitudes and peaceful non-violent means. Solidarity, sense of communion with persons and families, regardless of gender, race, color, creed and social-economic status, and in firm determination to promote the common good. Action goals. At SLMCS, we commit ourselves to courageously pursue value innovative educational programs and services and anchored in Christ. Interdependently accelerate leadership and professional development through continuing education and intensive Vincentian formation. Synergistically facilitate the integral development of the learners towards transformation through current researches, relevant curricular offerings and responsive community engagements and services. Relentlessly generate a new breed of self-directed, global and environmentally caring Vincentian leaders. Ardently support one another in sustaining the shared mission. School thrusts: the alleviation of poverty and hunger. Through human resources development, active involvement of the college's different stakeholders to the LMFI says life community building activities through exposure immersion dialogue and life partnership with and support to both NGOs and LGUs engaged in poverty reduction programs, linkages with funding agencies, skills training for self-gainful employment, access to primary education, provision of assistance to poor but deserving students, sustained alternative learning system and other modes of education delivery, partnership and coordination with the Department of Education, ministry to families of migrant and persons with HIV/AIDS, provision for a comprehensive, functional program for migrants families on the institutional level in our partnership with the local church and persons with HIV/AIDS via a program of transformative education, strong link between the school and healthcare system, skills training and outreach activities to parents in the larger communities that can provide economic opportunities. Environmental sustainability. Provision for a strong and functional environment education program integrated into curricula and community building programs that considers environment in its totality, that is, natural and built, technological and social, historical, moral, aesthetic, cultural, economic and political. Facilities.
Library Hall. Students' convocations, school assemblies and programs, cultural presentations, symposium, forum are held at the Library Hall.
Chapel. Our Lord Jesus and the Blessed Sacrament awaits the students. They are encouraged to begin and end the day in communion with God. The Eucharist is celebrated regularly.
Supply Office. The Supply Office caters the students' need for school uniforms, books, talga, printing materials, etc. For students and school personnel, it is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekdays and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturdays.
Accounting Office. An accounting department provides accounting services and manages the finances of school. Its responsibilities include recording accounts, paying bills, tracking assets and expenditures, managing payroll, and keeping track of critical tax documents.
The Blessed Lindalvo Food Laboratory serves as training laboratory for the following TESDA qualifications: bread and pastry production NC2, commercial cooking NC2, food and beverage services NC2.
Basketball and volleyball courts. The basketball and volleyball courts serve as the area for PE instructions, training of students, athletes, and other sport activities.
Computer Laboratory. The Computer Laboratory is fully air-conditioned and is equipped with adequate numbers of computers to provide students with quality instruction. purposes. It serves as PE area, assembly for students, etc.
Dean's Office. The Dean's Office runs the educational process at a faculty, carries out planning and direct management of educational, methodical, and research work at a faculty. It also keeps records of student contingent studying at a faculty and their educational progress, monitors student educational and production practices, draws up a schedule of studies, and supervises its execution, keeps in check examinations and test process, and coordinates the work of faculty.
Speech Laboratory. The Speech Laboratory is an air-conditioned room located at the second floor of the Marilag building of SNMC's main campus. The system allows the students to listen to his or her voice, and his or his strengths and weaknesses are individually monitored by the teacher during their speech class.
Instructional Media Center. To enrich classroom, the Instructional Media Center has been provided. It is fully air-conditioned and equipped with audio-visual material and some equipment such as slides, film strips, tapes, records, projector, etc., which make learning more interesting and alive. It is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekdays and from 8 a.m. to 12 noon on Saturdays.
Clinic. The clinic is a place where both medical and dental needs of the students are served by a dentist, a physician, and a nurse. The clinic offers consultation, periodic physical examination, first aid treatment, and periodic dental examination.
Classroom. School facilities improve the quality of the study environment in the school, thus improving the quality of education. The classroom provides a space where learning can take place uninterrupted by outside distraction.
LMS Coordinator's Office. The LMS Office is the place where teachers use the software that will allow them to create virtual classes where they can assign activities that the learners need to go through, monitor if the activities have been completed, grade submissions, and conduct online quizzes to assess comprehension in conditions where face-to-face classes are not allowed.
MIS. MIS office caters the making of IDs, printer repairs, technical concerns of schools, etc. It is open from 8 a.m. to 5 a.m. on weekdays and 8 a.m. to 12 noon on Saturdays.
Science Laboratories. There are 3 groups for science laboratories, namely the chemistry, the biology, and the physics laboratories. These science laboratories are intended to reinforce the students' quest for scientific facts and satisfy their scientific proving.
Memorabilia. The memorabilia is found inside the higher education library at the ground floor of the Marilag building of the main campus. This is where historical records and events and memorabilia of the school are displayed for viewing.
specific objectives. The Basic Education Department. Lower Basic Education Department, Grade School. The Lower Basic Education Department of St. Louis de Marillac College of Sorsogon strives to initiate and sustain the integral and holistic formation of every young girls and boys in its fold. It seeks to A. Nurture its pupils to become young men and women of Christian values who 1. Discover for themselves the dignity that emanates from being children of God and endowed with gifts and potentials. 2. Develop a personal love for Christ and for their neighbors, especially the most deprived, by sharing unselfishly their time, talent, effort and resources. And 3. Integrate faith in life through the celebration of the Eucharist, reception of the sacraments and through a genuine love for the Blessed Virgin Mary and a desire to imitate her virtues of purity, charity and simplicity. B. Sow in the rich soil the minds and hearts of the children the good seed of those values and attitudes that will help them become truly discerning and committed individuals who 1. Appreciate and love Philippine culture and heritage and take pride in promoting noble Filipino traditions and values. 2. Show awareness of current issues and changes that happens in society and readiness to participate in democratic living. 3. Manifest strong and desirable conviction in upholding truth and justice, which are essential requisites in attaining nationalism and sense of nationhood. 4. Recognize the importance of being physically fit to be able to contribute constructively to society. And 5. Assume effective leadership through active and responsible participation in school-based and community-based activities. C. Lead the pupils to demonstrate socially responsible and lovable behavior by 1. Acquiring the strength, the skills and the virtues needed to become better human beings and children of the Father, sisters and brothers of His Son, Jesus Christ, within the loving unity and fellowship that manifest their spirit. And 2. Showing concern for the environment as gifts entrusted to them by the Creator, to whom they will someday give an account as stewards of His creation and of the seed of life and love that He has sown into their little souls. D. Promote academic excellence by providing learning opportunities and experiences geared to develop its pupils into persons who 1. Possess the basic skills and knowledge in language, arts, and social and physical science to prepare them for the next higher level of learning. 2. Possess correct work and study habits necessary in coping with the changes. And 3. Possess an inquiring and analytical mind and ability to think constructively and critically as they interact with one another in the pursuit of knowledge and truth. Upper Basic Education Department, Junior High School. The Upper Basic Education Department of St. Louis de Marillac College of Sorsogon, with the hope of providing a learning atmosphere conducive to the realization of the goals and aspirations of the present group of young Filipinos, strives to attain the following objectives. A. On the onset of their formation, the Laoiseans are expected to manifest 1. An awareness of his God-given potentials, interests and limitations. 2. An understanding of the meaning of life as animated by the gospel spirit of faith, justice and love. And 3. A conviction of the fundamental unity of human family and the equality and dignity of all human beings. B. On the subsequent years of their formation, the Laoiseans are expected to demonstrate 1. A cognizance of their Christian faith as they participate in and live the gospel values. 2. A social awareness by accepting their responsibility towards other people. 3. A functional ability for logical and critical thinking. 4. A sound belief in the importance of discipline in both mind and body. And 5. A concern for the environment as gifts entrusted to them by the Creator, to whom they will someday give an account of His creation and of the seed of life and love that He has sown into their soul. C. On leaving the portal of SLMCS, the Laoiseans are expected to have acquired 1. Different academic skills necessary for college work. 2. Intellectual concepts, skills and values necessary for community living. 3. Christian faith as commitment to a just and humane society based on faith, justice and love. And 4. Socially responsible behavior oriented towards the promotion of life and the leading of morally upright life in the fruitful imitation of Jesus and His blessed Mother, Mary, whom they shall have by then realized are the only ones who can fulfill their most cherished dreams.
CVF Office. The CVF Office is composed of the offices of the Vice President for Christian Vincentian Formation and Community Extension Services, the Head Campus Ministry Coordinator, the Bed Campus Ministry Coordinator, and the Religious Education or CVF Professors. It is located at the ground floor of the Basic Education Department.
development and learning. They provide adequate nutrition, which gives students and staff high energy levels and prevents diseases. The school canteen are open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekdays and 8 a.m. to 12 noon on Saturday.
The Marilac Ecological Park and Farm in Tubus serves as the venue for recollections, retreats, seminars, meetings, and sports activities of the school community. These facilities and services are extended to the external community.
President's Office. The President's Office is in charge of the overall administrative and academic concerns of the school.
In their personal growth and development towards making correct and wise decisions in their lives. The staff is available for individual as well as group counseling. It is located at the ground floor of the Miraculous Medal Building.
Library. The library is a place for reading, studying, and research. It plays an important role in the intellectual development of students. The library is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekdays and from 8 a.m. to 12 noon on Saturdays. All rules and regulations as regards library use should be observed by every student.
Specific objectives of the Higher Education Department. The Higher Education Department curricula of St. Luis de Marillac College of Sorsogon Incorporated is designed to seek the total human and Christian development of the Filipino Christian man and woman by providing varied opportunities for their continuing education through a balanced program of spiritual, moral, intellectual, physical and social formation. It generally aims to 1. Deepen the student's sense of responsibility towards God, self, and society, enabling them to contribute effectively to the building of a Christian community. 2. Develop committed Christian leaders who are personally equipped to respond to the needs of Philippine society and the church and can work toward the integration of faith, life, and culture. 3. Respond to the changing needs and demands of society by advancing knowledge and research and strengthening habits of intellectual discipline through critical thinking, reflection, and problem solving. 4. Strengthen nationalist consciousness and develop a sound hierarchy of values and profound sense of social responsibility geared towards service and the improvement of the quality of life of the Filipino people. 5. Prepare students for a responsible choice of their state of life. The Higher Education Department specifically seeks to develop a fully functioning person who demonstrates mastery of skills in analysis, reflection, research, creative thinking, and decision-making, participate meaningfully in his/her development and that of others, grows in self-understanding, self-acceptance, and self-expression, possesses clear conviction about good and evil and is capable of making a sound moral judgment, demonstrates inner directedness, resourcefulness, and creativity in coping with life situations, and practices regularly study habits and social graces. Be a mature Filipino who Conscientizes the realities of the Philippine Church, deepens consciousness of national identity, traditions, and aspirations, distinguishes what is truly Filipino and takes pride in his national identity by preferring the use of Filipino goods over imported ones, uses media critically and discriminatingly, clear-sighted in his convictions about national development and national progress, and works toward the genuine improvement of the quality of Filipino life, strives towards national solidarity, unity, and reconciliation in his efforts to contribute to nation building, serves his country and its people honestly and sincerely, and works toward prevention of the country's national resources and the enrichment of its cultural heritage and values. See a mature Christian who possesses a full grasp of the fundamentals of the Christian faith and Christian life, demonstrates social awareness, commitment, and responsibility, commits himself to the teaching of Christ, practices devotion to Mary as servant of the poor, grows in the practice of the Christian virtue of faith, hope, and love through a deepened, meaningful relationship with persons in the context of community, assumes a leadership role in Christian prayer and worship, serves as a model to others in the meaningful and frequent reception of the sacraments, and adopts a lifestyle that is Christ-centered and Marian. A mature Vincentian who responds sensitively to the signs of the times by serving the truly poor, strives for simplicity of lifestyle which approximates that of the greater majority of the Filipino people, invites the rich to compassionately share their surplus with the needy, demonstrates compassion, simplicity, humility, and competence in serving people, especially the truly poor of the society, and collaborates his charitable works with others systematically and promotes the rights of the oppressed, powerless, and the exploited of society through active nonviolence. A service-oriented person who shares himself generously to the truly poor of the society and participates actively in community service like a mission, catechetics, literacy campaign, etc. A professional who equips himself academically in response to the demands in his fields of specialization, practices transformative leadership for national development, fosters the value of human dignity and fraternal concern in any place he finds himself in, and acquires correct understanding of the human experience and realities. A Marian devotee who modes Christian, Vincentian, and Marian heritage to promote devotion to the Blessed Mother through miraculous medal. HADC school graduate who exhibits good leadership that is anchored on Christian and Marian principles.
Human Resource Office. The Human Resource Office is the place of recruiting and interviewing potential applicants on experience, skills, and education. This is where HR develop, retain, and motivate personnel in order to achieve the school mission.
And Skills Development Authority provides national leadership for the TVET system by implementing competency-based curriculum standards, training regulations, and assessment and certification process to ensure a high-quality TVET delivery throughout the country.
Registrar's Office. The Registrar assists the formulation, evaluation, revision, and enforcement of policies for the objectives of the institution. As Registration and Records Officer, the Registrar oversees admissions of new students and overall enrollment, supervises student accounting and records evaluation. Louisian Student Government Office. The Louisian Student Government Office is the place where LSG officers, together with the Student Affairs Coordinator, formulates plans and activities for the attainment of the goal and objectives of the school in developing the students into mature Christian Louisian Vincentian students.
Driven with the Vincentian charism and excellence, the head offers the following courses: Bachelor of Secondary Education, Bachelor of Elementary Education, Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Bachelor of Arts in Communication, Bachelor of Arts in English Language, and Bachelor of Physical Education. TESDA recognized training and assessment center, bread and pastry production NC2, food and beverage services NC2, cookery NC2, bookkeeping NC3, customer services NC2, events management services NC3, tour guiding services NC2, tourism promotion services NC2, housekeeping NC2, and front office services NC2. Graduate Studies, Master in Business Administration, Master of Arts in Education. SLMCS is the only Catholic school accredited by the Philippine Accrediting Association of Schools, Colleges, and Universities in the province of Sorsogon, PAASCO Level 2. Enroll now in SLMCS, where love is service.